My life has just blown up. I don't know what to do or where to go. Things were going perfect until it wasn't. I still can't believe what happened. I don't know how I will get over this. I need to tell this out loud somewhere. My friends know, my colleagues know. Hell, a whole lot of people in my life know what's happened. I'm too embarrassed to discuss this with them. I feel like everyone is judging me. What's worse is that I feel like I brought this upon myself. My husband Ethan, 28 male, and I have been together 6 years. We got married just 2 years ago and have had a blissful life. I ruined it all by bringing my pregnant sister Bianca, 25 female, into my home. It was a huge mistake, a mistake I wish I could take back. I basically raised my sister alone since she was 16. Our mother isn't in the picture and we don't know who our father is. We never had any family members look after us either. We just had each other. I loved my sister and couldn't turn her away when she came to me crying and told me that she was pregnant. She said that her baby daddy was a one-night stand and she had no way to find him. She was already 6 months along and too scared to tell me. She only told me because she was running out of money and couldn't even afford rent anymore. I didn't judge her or anything. I sympathized with her and promised her that I would help out in any way possible. After talking to my husband, the two of us decided to have Bianca stay with us until she can be back on her feet. The plan was for Bianca to stay with us rent-free and let us take care of her and her child for at least 6 months. Within this time, she would have to look for a better job and then get her own place. We would, of course, babysit for free whenever she needed it. She moved in with us and everything was fine until last week. Bianca suddenly sat me down and told me that Ethan was her child's father. She was crying and hyperventilating while telling me that she needed to come clean to me. To be very honest, I had a hard time believing her. Ethan is a very good man, and I trusted him completely. I didn't accuse Bianca of anything directly, but I told her that the three of us needed to have a talk with her. We sat down, and Ethan strongly denied everything. Bianca kept accusing him of lying and having the hots for her since she was 18. For some background, when I met Ethan, Bianca had tried to flirt with him and asked him out. Back then, Bianca and I worked at the same restaurant to make ends meet. She was looking to go to college and I was working two jobs to support her as well. Ethan turned her down and told her that he was interested in me instead. I didn't know any of this until my sister left for college and I started dating Ethan. I did ask her if she was fine with us dating, and she had responded positively. I think she hasn't really gotten over how Ethan turned her down for me. Maybe that's part of the reason why she went after him. She didn't just accuse him in private, though. She did much worse. When I refused to believe her without proof, and Ethan talked about a paternity test to prove himself, Bianca went and did something horrible. She emailed his work and told them that he was abandoning her and was a deadbeat. I don't want to reveal what my husband does for work, but the allegations sort of affected his career really badly. There was a whole HR investigation of sorts, and he had the risk of being fired. He had to go through hell to make them believe that he was being framed. His colleagues know about all this because Bianco went to his workplace and made a scene. He had been suspended for 2 days. Thankfully, he has been called back, but the investigation is still underway. My poor husband has been through hell. Everyone in our circle heard about the lies Bianca spread. I kicked her out as soon as Ethan called me and told me what she did at his work. My sister went to stay at God knows where. She had been spamming me and my husband with horrible messages. She was telling me that I'm choosing a random man over her. calling her a liar for no reason. She is shaming me for abandoning her and kicking her out instead of taking her side. I don't for once believe that she is telling the truth. In fact, I know that she has been after my husband for a while. I have been trying to dig and find some proof to help Ethan's work with the investigation. My husband and I were going crazy looking for a way to prove his innocence, but then something gold landed in our laps. Bianca's best friend, Whitney, 25, female, reached out to me via social media. She told me that she needs to come clean to me about Bianca because she cannot accept how crazy she's acting. She told me that there was no doubt that my husband didn't cheat on me and Bianca was lying. I already knew that and trusted my husband, but Whitney was scared that my sister would somehow make me doubt him. She sent me a couple of screenshots from her phone where it clearly showed Bianca planning to make my husband responsible for her child. She wasn't just doing this as some sort of revenge, as I had originally thought. Instead, she was doing this because she knew that the possible fathers weren't rich enough to support the kid, if at all. She figured that since my husband has a good job, he would be able to take full care of the child. She was also sure that if she went after him enough and blackmailed him, he would be forced to take care of both her and her child. She has been telling Whitney that I have enjoyed a good husband for 4 years already, and now it was her turn. Just reading that made me disgusted. I really don't know what to say to that. I mean, we did share stuff in our childhood and teen years, but I would never think of wanting to share a husband if she had one. At that point, I lost all respect for Bianca and was sure that she had lost her mind. In the screenshots, there were texts of Whitney telling Bianca that she should stop and come clean because this is just plain wrong. She even tried to reason with my sister and told her that I would never forgive her if I found out. But Bianca just kept telling her that she didn't care and she would find a way to turn me against my husband as well. Her plan was to keep going at it till I start doubting my husband and create enough pressure on Ethan to take responsibility for her and her child. Just reading those texts made me want to puke. My husband couldn't actually eat after I showed him what Whitney had sent. I feel so bad for him. Ethan doesn't deserve any of this. I also feel super guilty that he had to go through so much because of me and my sister. I can't help but curse the day I brought her into my home. This is happening because of me. It's because I let a snake into my home. I don't know if my husband will ever forgive me. In fact, I'm half prepared for him to leave me for this. The drama and the pressure are just eating away at him. And I know he's getting tired of it all. It makes me so angry to think that my sister would do such a horrible thing to him. The house we live in actually belongs to Ethan alone because he bought it before marrying me. When I had suggested that my sister stay with us during her pregnancy, Ethan could have said no. He is actually a private guy and likes a quiet home. But he understood that the situation was delicate and agreed that we should do everything possible to help Bianca. Bianca took advantage of his generosity and kindness and just blew up his life. God, sometimes I can't even look at my husband anymore. I have got Bianca to back off after showing her the screenshots I have from Whitney and threatening to take her to court for defamation. We also have proof that she was planning to tamper with DNA samples to make it look like Ethan was the father. I told Bianca in no uncertain terms that we will go after her and sue her for what she did to Ethan. She has done a complete 180 and is now begging me not to press charges. She also knows that I have proof that she has repeatedly harassed my husband while we were in and around the house. Ethan actually didn't tell me about those incidents because he didn't want to cause a rift between me and my sister. She had approached him and tried to be inappropriate with him multiple times before deciding to lie to me about her baby's paternity. I don't have proof of every time she did it, but I do have some proof on our home security where it clearly showed that she was harassing my husband even when he told her to stop. Bianca knows that if Ethan decided to press charges for harassment as well, he would have a good case. Bianca would be in a hell of a lot of trouble and possibly go to jail. I know it's a very small or almost negligible possibility, but it scared her enough to change her tune. She's been spamming my phone with crying voicemails, begging me to forgive her and think about her and her child. While Ethan and I don't give two craps about Bianca anymore, we are a little skeptical about what to do. There is an innocent baby involved in this mess, which is why Ethan has been a little hesitant to press charges. He is a good man, because anyone else in his place would have immediately gone to the cops. I haven't been able to talk to him about this much because I am sort of ashamed. No matter what, I hold myself partly responsible for what happened. I just can't look my husband in the eye anymore, especially since he looks so devastated all the time. I don't know what to do now. I want to support my husband, tell him that I'm there with him. I'm sad that my baby nephew will suffer for his mother's actions. I'm just all over the place right now. My friends don't know what to say about this, and I don't have any family of my own. I'm pretty sure my in-laws are cursing me out and calling me names for bringing my stupid sister into my house and ruining Ethan's life. I feel so lost and alone right now that I don't know where else to go. I know I will receive some harsh judgment here, and I am ready to face it. I'm also going to beg you guys to give me some advice so that I can at least help Ethan out and ask for his forgiveness. Edit. I'm so sorry, but I don't have the energy to reply to all your comments one by one. I'm just going to include some things here for your benefit. Please take time to read all of this. You guys have doubts about why my husband didn't tell me about Bianca's advances before. I already mentioned in the post that he didn't want to cause a rift between me and Bianca. At first, Bianca had sometimes blamed her hormones for her actions, so Ethan figured that it was a one-off thing. But as she kept doing inappropriate things, he realized that Bianca was probably not as innocent as she was making herself out to be. He was torn between informing me and keeping the peace. He actually had planned to tell me the night Bianca came to talk to me. I know he isn't lying because that morning he had privately told me that he wanted to talk about Bianca and it was serious. I'm guessing that Bianca had somehow heard him and decided that she needed to get to me before he did. As for what Bianca had been doing, she was touching him inappropriately, trying to corner him and kiss him. She was unsuccessful every time. I know that she had done it multiple times, but we only have two proper video proofs. One was in the home security cameras in the driveway, and the other was in the backyard. It clearly showed Bianca trying to grope and kiss Ethan while he jumped away from her and told her to stop. There was one conversation where Ethan was telling her that he was tired of her excuses and she needed to stop harassing him or he would tell me what she had been doing. Bianca, of course, blamed her hormones again and begged Ethan not to ruin her relationship with me. It was rich coming from her when she was actively doing everything possible to make sure our relationship was ruined. I had been getting questions about why I hadn't kicked my sister out the moment she had made accusations against my husband. Well, she is very pregnant, and we are not completely heartless people, so we gave her a few days to find a new place for herself. She actually stays in the basement and is cut off from the main home, so we thought we would be able to avoid each other. Believe me, I feel guilty for letting her stay this long. I was torn between kicking my sister out and giving her some benefit for the sake of my nephew. She may have acted maliciously, but my nephew is innocent. I didn't want to do anything that would harm him. It's very easy to say what you guys would have done in my situation, but when these things happen to you, all those rational thoughts just disappear. It's hard to make proper decisions when it's the reality for you. I know you guys mean well, but I promise you it's not as easy as you think it is. Still, I accept my mistake and take responsibility for everything that I did wrong. I would really like to beg for my husband's forgiveness, but I'm too embarrassed to even face him right now. Hell, we're barely talking, and I'm sure that he's probably thinking about leaving my sorry butt. Update 1. Hello everyone again. This is going to be a short update and more will be coming soon enough. I just wanted to thank you guys for all your support. I read your comments and realized that I'm not completely at fault for what happened. Yes, I made some mistakes, but this was all Bianca's doing. You guys also encouraged me to talk to my husband and have an honest conversation about everything, even if it was to ask for forgiveness. I decided to do just that. I tried to talk to him, but couldn't. I could barely look at him, so I decided to just show him this post. He took a while reading through it and then did something I wasn't expecting. He basically broke down crying. He said that he never blamed me one bit and doesn't think I should bear the burden of what Bianca did to him. He said that he's been quiet and looked upset all the time because I wasn't talking to him or even looking at him much. He had somehow thought that I was secretly doubting him and was going to leave him. He was scared that he wouldn't be able to convince me that he didn't do anything. That one made me break down in tears. We had a long crying session followed by a deep conversation. We talked about everything, including how we're feeling right now. We decided that we needed to get ourselves into therapy as soon as possible. The second thing we decided was that Ethan was going to press charges against Bianca. He was a little skeptical, especially because he didn't know how I felt about the lawsuit. But when I gave him my support, he said that he definitely wanted to press charges and sue her. I am actually glad he's doing this. My sister needs to face the consequences of her actions. Just because she is pregnant, she can't just run away from her mistakes and have people forgive her. She has done something beyond forgiveness. Ethan and I are now looking for good lawyers who would take on the case. We also plan to go to the police station and file a report as soon as possible. I know this is not a concrete update, but I wanted to share it anyway. You guys really helped me see that my sister was being successful in breaking my marriage even when she wasn't around anymore. I really did need to talk to my husband and solve this between ourselves. I feel much better now that I've spoken to him. I know this isn't the end and there will be drama once my sister realizes that I'm suing her. I just hope she doesn't go after Ethan again. Even if she does, I will be there to vouch for him. I will definitely update you guys later when we have a stronger grip on things. Update 2. My husband and I went to the cops yesterday. We found out something we didn't know. My sister's a criminal. She already has several charges against her. It was related to drug use and possession, among a few other things. She's been arrested before but never went to prison. The cops are now sure that this time the judge will send her to prison. She had a rap sheet that won't do to save her. I had absolutely no idea about this. It seems like I didn't know my sister at all. She was never into drugs and stuff. Bianca may have been a little spoiled by me, but she never did drugs or got involved with the wrong crowd before. I always kept an eye on her, so I knew this. Whatever she has been doing probably started after she moved away for college, or maybe after she came back from college. I'm not sure about that. Her arrests were definitely after she was home from college. She never got me to bail her out. I don't know who helped her. Can't be Whitney either, because she used to live in another state for work before she came back home a few months ago. I asked Whitney if she knew something about this, and she was sort of surprised to know that I had no idea about the drugs thing. Whitney comes from a very conservative family, and she's pretty conservative herself, so I know for a fact that she isn't involved in all this. The only reason Whitney was ever friends with Bianca was that she was a loner at school. Back when Bianca used to tell me that she became friends with the class loner, I thought that she was being a kind and caring person. I'm starting to see that she only kept Whitney around because she was someone who wouldn't stand up to her. It's a good thing that Whitney is distancing herself from Bianca, too. As for us, we are already no contact with Bianca. Ethan and I haven't blocked her because we're collecting evidence in case she tries to accuse us of something. The lawsuits have already been filed, and we got to know about Bianca's track record after we went to the cops. It looks like we may be able to get a temporary restraining order as well, so we decided to opt for me. I don't really think that my sister would try to attack us or something, given how pregnant she is right now. Still, I know now that it's better to be safe than sorry. Ethan and I have also signed up for therapy because we have some issues to deal with. We are both having a hard time right now, so we join both individual and couples therapy. We start our sessions next week, and we are kind of eager to go vent to a professional and get the help that we need. As for my sister, I really don't know what will happen to her now. I'm afraid that the cops will probably get her from wherever she is right now. It won't be pretty, I'm sure of that as well. I'm just praying that she isn't using anything while being pregnant. I never saw signs in her when she was around the house and didn't think that she was high or something. So maybe she isn't doing any drugs right now. I can't help but be a little concerned though. I feel even worse for my nephew now. For his sake, I hope my sister can get her act together. Update 3. There has been some news on the Bianca situation. Since we have a lawsuit going on, I won't be able to give you too many details here. Our lawyer is afraid that if this post gets found out by Bianca, she may use it against us or something. So I'm not going into too many details about the lawsuit and stuff. We found out last night that Bianca got picked up by the police while she was out dealing drugs. Looks like she didn't drop selling drugs after all. We don't know for sure if she was using or not, but she basically got arrested by the cops for possession and other stuff. Again, I don't know the exact details of this because it was Whitney who told us about it. Apparently, Bianca had called her screaming and told Whitney that she needed to bail her out because this was all her fault. So, Bianca is blaming Whitney for ruining her life because it was her proof that helped me set things in motion. Bianca isn't willing to take responsibility for her actions even now. I don't know what to say about this. I am actually in shock. Ethan has been trying to comfort me since last night because I had a mini breakdown. I didn't mention many details in the original post about why I had to care for Bianca. Our mother, or rather our birth giver, used to do and deal drugs. She kept getting arrested, and when I was 19, she didn't bother coming back home from prison. She left and disappeared on us. That's why I had to raise Bianca on my own. I couldn't let her get into the system and didn't want to be separated from her. Looks like I didn't do a good job of raising her after all. My self-doubt is returning in full form and I am struggling to keep myself sane. I can't wait to go see a therapist because I feel like I will spiral fairly soon. Update 4. Hi guys, I know it's been months already and I'm sorry about being gone. I got a little caught up with life. There have been some really major changes in my life, so I had to take a break and deal with them first. I came here to make that last update and inform you guys of what happened. After my previous update, I told you guys how I found out that my sister was involved with drugs. There were two commenters who had something to say about this. You guys have been suspecting that Bianca was probably secretly in touch with our mother You both were quite bang on about that one. Later that night, I received some super nasty messages from two different unknown numbers. It took me a while to understand one of them, but the other I recognized immediately because of a few pointers. It was my mother and possibly her boyfriend or something. I knew that some messages were from my mother because they talked about how I was a useless daughter who was never there for her and how I was going to die alone and rot in hell for all I did. There were a lot of messages with some really graphic and disgusting ones, so I'm not attaching screenshots or including transcripts. Also, to be honest, I didn't want to risk taking a look at those messages again. My birth giver did tell me that Bianca had been in touch with her for the last 3 years and had been somehow helping and taking care of her. I pretty much know what that means. It was probably my mother who got her into drugs. Even if she didn't, I'm pretty sure she encouraged it and probably used her to sell them. Ethan and I were sure of it after reading messages from what we assume is her boyfriend. This boyfriend was cursing me out for ruining his life and making things difficult for him. He didn't say how, but we are smart enough to know that he was probably the one who got my sister into selling drugs. I didn't know that my birth giver had moved back to our city. I also didn't know that she was contacting my sister and building some sort of relationship with her. Bianca never told me any of this. I would have done everything in my power to stop Bianca if I had known. It's a shame that she chose our deadbeat mother over me. I have no sympathy for her anymore. I get it, that she had no regard for me and my husband, but she needed to have some regard for her son. She put him in danger even before he was born. I can't believe what a monster my sister has turned into. She's in prison now. Ethan and I also won the lawsuits and have been awarded damages. That's all I can tell you about it. There is one important part that I need to share, though. My nephew was born and is already 4 months old. He's living under my care for the foreseeable future. Ethan and I agree to be his legal guardians until Bianca either gives up her right or gets fit enough to get custody. My husband and I have been very busy for the past few months with everything. It even made us think of having kids of our own. Maybe not soon, but not very late either. I know that Bianca will keep being a part of our lives until we have my nephew with us. But we are both prepared to deal with her for the sake of the child. He is our priority right now. Therapy has also been doing wonders for us and has helped us heal together and separately at the same time. So I would say my marriage is even better than ever before. I don't think I will make another update on this and maybe delete this account altogether. But for anyone who's interested, this post and account will be up for a week. Stay tuned for more stories from our girl relationships.